The supply ship leaves tomorrow at dawn. If you're not on it, the next one arrives in 6 months. Maybe. This is Tristan da Cunha, the most isolated inhabited island on Earth, where 230 people live 1,500 miles from the nearest land. And today, I'm showing you what happens when that boat doesn't come. When someone gets sick between shipments, and why people choose to stay in a place where leaving might not be an option. Tristan da Cunha sits alone in the South Atlantic Ocean, closer to Antarctica than to any major city. Today you'll discover what it's really like to live where the outside world arrives 9 times a year if you're lucky, where a medical emergency could mean death simply because the sea is too rough for rescue, and where the entire community survives on what they can grow, catch, or store until the next ship appears on the horizon. March 23rd, 2019. A fishing boat crew spots something wrong on the horizon. The supply ship, the MV Edinburgh, should have arrived yesterday. It's already 12 hours late. The island's single store is running low on flour, sugar, fuel. The radio crackles. Weather delay. Storm system. The ship can't dock. It might be days. It might be weeks. This is how isolation works on Tristan da Cunha. You don't control when the world reaches you. You're one of the 230 residents. You've lived here your entire life. Your routine depends on that ship. Medicine arrives on that ship. Mail arrives on that ship. The few tourists who visit, the replacement parts for the generator, the fresh vegetables you can't grow in this climate, everything comes on that ship. And when it doesn't come, you wait. There's no other option. The MV Edinburgh is one of only a handful of vessels that service Tristan da Cunha each year. It's not a passenger ship. It's a working cargo vessel that hauls frozen crayfish from the island to Cape Town and brings supplies back. The journey takes 6 days each way if weather cooperates. But the South Atlantic doesn't cooperate often. Waves here regularly reach 30 feet. Storms appear with almost no warning. The island has no harbor, just a small dock that's unusable in rough seas. So the ship waits offshore. Days pass. The island waits too. Then the radio delivers worse news. The ship is turning back to Cape Town. The sea is too dangerous. It will return when conditions improve. That could be next week. That could be next month. The island's administrator, Sean Burns, calls a community meeting. They need to ration what's left in the store. They need to prepare for an extended wait. This isn't unusual. This is life on Tristan da Cunha. You plan around the supply schedule, but the supply schedule doesn't plan around you. The island grows potatoes. It raises sheep and cattle. The fishing industry provides crayfish for export and fresh catch for meals. But everything else, flour for bread, fuel for generators, medical supplies, tools, clothing, comes from outside. And outside is very, very far away. Would you choose to live somewhere knowing the next delivery of basic necessities might not come for half a year? Now imagine you're not just waiting for supplies. Imagine you're sick. Really sick. The island has a small hospital with 1 doctor and 1 nurse. They can handle broken bones, infections, routine care. But anything serious, a heart attack, a stroke, appendicitis, requires evacuation. And evacuation requires a ship. The same ship that can't dock because of weather. In 2017, a resident suffered a medical emergency that required immediate surgery. The island radioed for help. A South African naval vessel diverted from its route, taking 4 days to reach Tristan. 4 days of waiting, hoping the patient would survive, hoping the seas would calm enough for a helicopter transfer. The patient survived. Others haven't been as fortunate. The isolation is absolute in ways most people can't comprehend. There's no airport because there's no flat land to build one. The island is the top of a massive underwater volcano, rising 7,000 feet from the ocean floor. The terrain is too steep, too rocky. A few flat areas near the settlement are used for farming. Everything else is cliffs, peaks, and the volcano itself. Communication with the outside world exists, but barely. Satellite internet arrived in 2016, revolutionizing island life. Before that, the only contact was radio and letters that arrived whenever a ship came. But the satellite connection is slow, expensive, shared among the entire population. Video calls are nearly impossible. Streaming doesn't exist. The modern world reaches Tristan da Cunha in fragments, delayed, buffering. The island has 1 school, teaching 40 students from ages 5 to 16. After that, teenagers who want further education must leave. They board the supply ship to Cape Town, then fly to schools in England or South Africa. Some return, many don't. Leaving Tristan da Cunha for education often means leaving permanently, choosing opportunity over community. There's 1 church, 1 pub, 1 cafe, 1 shop. No police because there's no crime. Everyone knows everyone. Most residents share 1 of 7 family surnames, descendants of the original settlers from the 1800s. The gene pool is so limited that the island government encourages residents to marry outsiders. But outsiders rarely stay. The isolation breaks them. Marriage to an outsider is actually the only way non-descendants can gain residency. You can't just move to Tristan da Cunha. You can't buy property. You can't apply for citizenship. You marry into one of the original families, or you remain a temporary worker with no guarantee you'll ever be allowed to stay permanently. And even then, you need approval of the island council. They can say no. Here's what makes this even stranger. There's a waiting list. People apply hoping to join this community of 230. Most are rejected. The island protects its isolation carefully, understanding that too many outsiders, too much change, too much connection to the modern world would destroy what makes Tristan da Cunha unique. The residents who fled the volcano in 1961 and returned 2 years later taught the island a lesson that still guides decisions today. Isolation isn't imprisonment when you choose it freely. The current population, many of them descendants of those who came back, have made the same choice their grandparents made. They've chosen community over convenience, chosen belonging over opportunity, chosen a place where missing the boat means you're not going anywhere. And they're content with that bargain. The supply ship will come eventually. The world will reach them again. Until then, they fish, they farm, they take care of each other, and they wait. Because on the most isolated inhabited island on Earth, waiting isn't suffering. It's just Tuesday. The volcano still stands watch over the settlement. The South Atlantic still rages around their shores. And the 230 people of Tristan da Cunha wouldn't have it any other way. Even knowing the next boat might not come for 6 months. Even knowing they're more alone than almost anyone else on the planet.